welcome. Great, girls, welcome again to the holiday challenge. This is Coach Jerry here. As you come in, mute yourself. If you are watching this as a replay, comment below. Let me know that you're watching a replay. If you're here live, just take the habits to actually go on the chat and comment right now live. I'm going to make this interactive, so hopefully you can find the chat later on. So this is actually what it is. You're going to see something popping up. You can just ask question. If you have a question to ask, you just want to ask it. I'm not going to run through it right now. Obviously, if there is time at the end, I'm going to do my best to answer. If not, I'm gonna basically write a comment down in the replay thread in the group. So I did make it clear for the girls to come into this live. It was possible, obviously. I know it's a lot going on Christmas for everybody, but if you are coming here and if you're catching this live, you're getting a lot more value because you're really understanding how these challenges work. And this is the only one that I'm gonna request on a Zoom, because obviously I know that some people watch replays, but at least you understand that there are certain things that you want to be really doing on the time that these are happening. Okay, now this is basically a challenge which I decided to give you the option of starting off 2023 different than probably most of the time you have done. Okay, and obviously this was I'm sharing something really personal right now, and this was 2021 was a very difficult year for me, probably the worst one, personal wise, professionally. Like a lot of things have changed. I moved back from Miami to Europe, my original place, and so 2021 was a disaster. 2022, I said it was going to be my year, and I mean, I did make that year. Okay, I mean, I'm really happy. I'm living life on my term and doing what I like to do. And again, we have restarting this movement as it was powerful, much like before. So I really say 2022 was good. But 2023, I want to make it different. I really want to make it like to a level that I never got on my own. And that means that if that's you as well, like if you're a person that says, I'm really gonna do, like, there is always this new year resolution. It's like, I'm gonna do this year. And then like, you always know that it's starting, especially when it comes to your health, it's starting from like a month, and then like you're a month in January, it's like, it doesn't feel right, like it doesn't work really, right? And 2023 for me is going to be different because I want to make that very different to the level that I never got before. That means professionally, what I never got before, personally, what I never got before, specifically on my health, what I never got before. And when it comes to somebody that worked out for 20 years, which I did, which I make a workout, like I make workouts, or my health pursue, an ingrained habit into my life. It's very difficult combine the fact that I am insulin resistant, right? And I can, like, I'm stuck, let's say, on the same level of weight and body fat percentage for years, probably because, and I'm telling you all this because I want you to understand that I'm human. Like, most of you guys looking for coaches on Instagram, and you see all of them shredded, and, they tell you that you can achieve results in 2 weeks. And like, they never really stop and tell you what happened in their life. And it's like, okay, yeah, you can get there, but they don't tell you when they take this picture, they're probably on the best, like it's probably a day in a year that they take the picture, and then they lose that shape. They don't tell you whatever they have to take to get there. And I feel like there is a disconnect between your expectation and reality, right? And the problem is that when you say that, you guys don't understand that we are the same way. Like, we are human as well. Like, everything is against my odd. I'm gonna be 41 on February, and age is against my odd. I have been worked out for like 20 years, which if you work out like, for a few months or you haven't started yet, you're in a much better position than somebody that worked out forever to get results, despite the fact that obviously you need to build a habit. When you're insulin resistant, what that means is like fighting gravity. It's much more harder to balance sugar. It's much more harder to lose weight and to like, so everything is against my odds, but I'm still gonna do it. Because like, that's what I like, that's the goal that I'm putting on myself, and I'm gonna do. And you might be the same way, but when I put a goal, I do everything I can to achieve it. Like, and it doesn't matter whatever other people say. Why did I want to say that and share with you that? Because if you're here and if you say, this is holiday is going to be different, I want you to understand this challenge is a setup for you to set up 2023 with a bang. Meaning, like, if you're able to not gain weight this holiday or even lose weight this holiday, right? You know, maybe different than you have done in the past, or the very best case scenario, at least maintain it, right? You set up the foundation for 2023 because, you know, here I'm gonna share with you today some. We're gonna basically set you up with the right behavior, with the right context for you to jump into the next 6 days, because we have Christmas and then we have New Year's. In 15 days, it's gonna be New Year. In 6 days, it's gonna be Christmas. And I wanna give you all the context to start, right? And again, if you take it like everything, you know, maybe you have done this in the past, okay, I'm gonna do this challenge 5 days. If I don't do it, it's okay. I do it FS. Like this is kind of like whatever set you up to be the same thing, right? But if that is different, if you're gonna do something different this year, you're going to understand that really like is so much power in creating the foundations, right? And the foundation is the answer that I'm going to answer today is like, do we gain weight from Christmas to New Year's? So the holiday period, or from New Year's to Christmas, right? That's a debate that you see all the time. So it's like from the whole year around or from the 5 days or 15 days Christmas. It depends. But today we're going to answer that, and I'm going to give you context of what should you do if you fell into either cases. Now, if you know, for me to be able to make these claims to say, you know, I want to be doing this with my health, or I want to achieve this with my profession, I really need you all to, when it comes to the professional part, when you are inside my group, and when you see in this challenge, you know, I see here, you know, Barbara is working with me. You know, 2 new people I see. It's going to be a bunch of people watching the replay. I need, and this is a huge ask, I need you to actually, I'm on a mission of like, you know, we help close to 500 people so far in all these years. And when I say help 500 people, because you say, oh, maybe it's not a lot, but it's like, I'm saying like completely change their life, not like before and after. It's like completely change their life. I'm on a, like for this year alone, I'm on a mission of 1,000 women, right? So that means that it doesn't have to, they don't even have to know me personally. But if you are in the group and if you enjoy this, you know, invite people into the group, comment, interact, because if you do that, Facebook's rewards you. It's like, you know, they show this to more people. And again, you know, we're fighting for attention here. Like, you know, if you're watching Instagram and every day, and it's like, you see a bunch of weird program, you know, that's set off for like weird expectation. They tell you in 5 days, you can lose this and this and this. And I am going to tell you today what it needs to take for you to not gain weight. But like, you need to understand that this is a foundation you're building, right? So with this being said, if you are a person that come into this group to get a bunch of like free stuff, you know, like you can comment free, or if you're a person that comes inside this program, or like say in the group to actually fix a problem, you can actually type fix a problem, right? Regardless, today you're getting both the hand of both worlds, because if you're here, I really want you to type, you know, free coaching in there, and you have a chance to win up to 2 months free coaching. In fact, it's not winning, you can have access to it, right? And obviously I reach out to you, I'm gonna explain you how that happens if you're interested. If you're watching the replay, you know, I said initially, like you wouldn't be able to access it. I'm gonna make it like a win-win for you, meaning like you can type free coaching in the replay, you're gonna enter to win it, okay? If you're here, you can get it, right? It's different. If you enter, like if you're watching the replay, you can still enter to win, but it's gonna be like randomly chosen, meaning like it's gonna be like a wheel, and like much like we do in the challenge. I just want to reward people that actually took the time to come here. With this being said, the question I've been asking, right? And this is okay. How do we gain weight? So I did make a few slides for you, and I'm gonna share it right now. And obviously, hopefully, this is entertaining enough. But again, this is not mostly more than entertaining. I want you to start taking the behavior of watching webinars, of taking podcasts, or like, you know, watching videos, for you to be able to not get 110, but to you to be able to actually do something with it. Okay, this is the frame of the challenge. This is what I had you come here. So what is the reality behind, okay, how do we gain, should we worry about the holiday period, yes or no? Like, do we gain weight in the holiday or you know, through whole year? If you're a person that are not sedentary, if you're an athlete, if you're a person that constantly like can control the weight, you should not worry about the holiday time that much. I'm not saying like you shouldn't be mindful, you should not. If you're a person that stuck in a weight plateau, much like I would consider myself one of those, metabolism, like which is down-regulated metabolism, set point which is not what it needs to be, like struggling with hormones, Or if you're a sedentary person, it's like same boat, but two very different scenarios. You should be worried about that, meaning like you should take action, okay? And this is why this challenge exists. You should do something. And it starts today from you, either you're here or seeing a replay. I want you to get awareness of what's happened, and I want you to take action the next 5 days. So why is that the case? First and foremost, we need to get aware. When we say gaining weight, it doesn't mean we're gaining fat. When we say we're losing weight, it doesn't mean we're losing fat. Okay, you see here on the this is kind of like a body composition of a woman. You have essential fat, you have a bunch of muscle. There is, other things. There is bones, obviously, and what it doesn't show is water, which the person is hydrated from about 55% at the worst to 65 to 70 at the best, right? So if we eat less carbs, for example, you lose a bunch of water, you lose weight. Is that a win? Probably not. If you gain a bunch of muscle, you're gaining weight. You are probably more healthy. You're likely to live longer. You're gonna be probably more metabolic advantage. Is that a win? Yes, but do you see it as a win? Most likely not, right? Now, how can we, put that on a context of the holiday? That person, the average person, gain between 2 kilos, which is 2.4 pounds, to maybe like some of them even 3.5, right? And it does that happen in a time frame of 14 days, in which 5 of these days is usually what's really happening, right? Now, why is that important? It's because you need to understand really what happens and don't get emotionally attached to the results. But one thing is important to understand is that if we take our protocol here, that, until maybe some of you are watching this is new, and it's like until today you thought that there is only like, I'm losing weight and then I'm gaining weight, I'm losing weight, and like you are in this mentality of dieting the whole time, so then I can do whatever I want, or I'm gonna diet and then I'm gonna maintain, but maintenance is always difficult, right? So you understand that your body needs to get ready to lose weight. If you want, we're talking now about weight loss and shape acceleration. If you're here, chances are, if you are in this video today, and I know some of you for a fact, I know you watching there, the same thing, your body isn't yet ready to lose weight or isn't yet effectively losing weight. So obviously there is a time frame that you need to undergo metabolic restoration or get your body ready to lose weight. Let's pretend that you were. Let's pretend that you are on this holiday, you did everything good, and you are. There is not only weight loss, there is also something that is called reversal of weight gain. So therefore, it's like weight loss is one thing, but it is also a time frame that you need to basically undo all the bad damage. And this is what the context of holiday is really about. Let me explain more. When you, and this is for the friends watching from the United States, we have Thanksgiving, right? And us in Europe, and I know both, I think all of you is European here, we don't have Thanksgiving, I guess, I don't know, I say thank God, but it's like in a sense that I don't have to eat that much. But we have Christmas, right? We have New Year's. And again, so I arbitrarily put here a bunch of like tasty food, and I put here that usually a Thanksgiving dinner, and again, this is way underrated, this is way downgraded. This is not 1,500 calorie with these meals, but it's most likely a Thanksgiving dinner is more like 5,000 calories, okay? So we have about between 1,500 to 5,000 calories. Now think about for a second what happened in there. Let's say you have 3 big dinners or 2 lunch and then 2 dinners, right? Christmas. So what happens is basically this. The calorie, kind of like add up really quickly. This is basically what happens. There is nothing like magical, Harry Potter, like crazy stuff happening. Like it's no bad food or good food. It's just food. There is no like, I'm eating the cake, so my metabolism is fucked up, or I'm eating, broccoli, like 2,000 calorie broccoli, I'm gonna lose weight. There is nothing like that. There is just, it's like an addition. It's like a mathematical equation. And this is basically what happens. This is the scenario. Most people in the holiday season, because they have 2 or 3 big meals, we call it cheat meals or cheat days, they heads up to 12,000 calories, which equals to about 1.5 kilos of, or 3 pounds, or 1.5 kilos between 3 or 4 days. It takes you about 20 days to undo that, not to lose weight, to undo the damage. 20 days on a 500 calorie deficit. That means that if you are, and we arbitrarily call it like, your metabolism is function, 500 calories, something you can restrict really well. If your metabolism is downgraded, it's gonna take 700 calorie. I'm just making an example. If you don't know what you do and you feel like you have 500 calorie, and this is kind of like the you know, Sally, for example, let's call it Sally, very sedentary girl, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna eat, you know, the salad today, and I forget the oil that I'm putting on a salad. You may be feeling like you have 500 calorie deficit, you only have 250, right? Let's pretend that you are doing that. It takes 20 days to reverse weight gain, to reverse the damage. Now you can see why this is so unlikely. This is why, like, you never wake up with a weight gaining. It's like, I have like the weight is creeping up like year by year, 1 or 2 kilos. That 1 or 2 kilos creeping up is because of things like this. Doesn't have to be in the holiday. No. Can it be in Easter? Could. It could be on Carnival. It could. It could be when you drink, you know, or eating too much on a couple of weekends. It could. Whenever that happens that you see here today, this is what happens, okay? Now, why is so unlikely forever you seeing results when you do this damage is because you eat a little bit more one time. And if you restrict too much, your body's fighting back. We talked about metabolic adaptation the other day when I made the metabolic made simple. So your hormones fight back, you're gonna get a binge. This is what happens here, right? Or maybe you miss underestimating calories. So long story short, it's very hard to keep doing stuff right for 20 days. Believe it or not, that's crazy. That's how crazy it is. It should be easy, but it's not, right? And people tend to quit because of they're not able to see results, meaning like they know they fucked up and they like, oh, I should just eat whatever. Or they do this and they still don't see results because you just undo the damage. And when you undo the damage for 30 days and you are so conditioned to wanting the results tomorrow that mentally you can maintain it. That's the problem. This is a problem basically of holidays. It's a problem of weight loss. So should be worried? I don't know. It depends. How do you see that? Like, how do you see the likelihood of succeeding? Now, thank God, there is a way for you to not do so much, call it damage. I don't want to call it damage, but let's pretend that that's the case. And it starts from you understanding that this is the case. So how do you go in controlling the other days that you don't eat? We know that, you know, family-wise, I must say, like the last thing you want to do now is not enjoy the holiday. You should and take it from me. I'm going to do it right now. I'm about to eat. Today is my mother's birthday, so I'm about to eat now chinoise fondue, like, you know, with the meat and like a bunch of stuff. Like I did what I had to do today, not to be able to enjoy it, but like I'm not like I'm like you, like I said, like you must be enjoying life, yet you must have context. And this is why, even if you're not here, watch the replay and go use this as context over the next 5 days. What happens? It's very simple. Like most people are not aware of what's happening. Like you can have a day of 4,500 calories in these days, or you can have a day of 3,000. You eat 3 times. You could skip breakfast, or you could have a 200 calorie breakfast, whatever. You go in my group, you go on the recipes, you can do breakfast with something really sweet, with pancakes for 200 calorie. You can skip it if you prefer. And again, you see how that is context-wise, because it's like most people watch this like, oh, this guy does intermittent fasting. No, I don't. It's like, I'm just giving you the logic. If you see the logic, you can use it. If you just say, okay, when we're doing this, we do intermittent fasting, or we're doing keto, or whatever the case is, now you're missing the point. Like it's always going to be logic. It's always going to be a principles. Now, if you skip breakfast, if you have a sustainable lunch, let's say from 500 to 1,000 calories, maybe a snack of 250, you can go in eating whatever you want. If you could, let's say, we'll call it starve your starve for the day, and you say, I just want to enjoy, now I don't want to track any calories, I don't want to even be mindful, you also could do that. You can have one sitting of 5,000 calories. Or 3,000. I'm not going to suggest you do that for mostly for your digestion, but you could. Then there is a person that says, and usually this is like those that always struggle in the holidays, which are let's say the people that then they're like, after they eat, they end up like laying in the couch, right? And there is a difference between the person that lay in the couch after, or they go for a walk. It's a huge difference between that. And usually those is like, and again, why do I know that? Because I was there for so long, right? So it's not like I'm any better, and it's not judgmental. I'm just saying like the fact, 5,500 calories in the morning, 2,000 at lunch, 500 or 700, and then you get like the whole dinner. 4,500 calories. You got about 2,000 calories right now that you need to somehow get rid of. You could work out, you could walk, you could do a bunch of stuff. You can eat less the day after, you could have eaten less the day before, you could have used those calories more metabolically advantaged in a way that you are eating more protein and less carb, or less, more protein, less fat. It's a bunch of stuff. And this week, we're going to actually talk about that. We're going to learn about that. But today, I want you to understand the context. And the context is, if you understand it takes 20 days to undo the problem, not to lose weight, now you have a very different reality than before you came in, because you probably didn't know that. You probably didn't know it take that long. You probably didn't know that if you restrict too much, your body's going to fight back. If you restrict too little, you're not going to see the results. You're going to be very unmotivated, and it's going to be hard. So right now, you know exactly how to tackle stuff. And again, this challenge, this is very different than the habitual challenge. The habitual challenge you just post when you need to, your habitual challenge you just post when you need to walk, and when you eat this and when you eat that. It's kind of cool. Is it at your own pace? This challenge is one of those that if you do the challenge, if you actually do it, you will see a results. Like, I can guarantee that it's going to be very different. I have no idea, because most of you, I don't know personally, if you are going to be able to lose weight. I can probably go close to guarantee that you're going to stay the same if you do that, if you do everything I'm saying into this challenge. And it's not super tactical, it's not methodical, but it's very much on you having to do the work. Meaning, like, you see a video and I put session 1, session 2, because I don't know when I'm going to be able to commit to go live. So I did not want to put, okay, this day, that day, because like, if I can go live, I don't want you to like feel it. I know the first 2 videos, the first 3 one is going to be very technical. So it's going to be before Christmas. The other 2 probably between New Year and Christmas. But when I tag you and you start posting, if you do that, like, you will see a huge difference. You're going to set yourself up for a New Year's different than always. You're going to probably set your 2023 very different. Why am I saying this? Is because I know it's going to a bunch of people watching this, and like, you watch this much like you watch a podcast, and then you say, oh, this doesn't apply to me, or okay, I'm here to learn that, but I'm going to try later. I'm going to try and obviously you're missing the boat. Like, if you do this holiday much like you did every other time, this could be the 2 or 3 kilo that does make a difference, and you will see a difference or not. So I'm urging you to do something different and really try. I can guarantee if you don't, and again, it's not a threat or judgment, whatever you want, your holiday will be the same. Like the other, like 2023 is gonna be a same struggle like that. You do that, and again, it's funny because all of them, there is no excuse. I'm gonna make this a replay. I'm gonna go live every day inside a Facebook community. Like, you can do it, whether if you work with me or not, you can do it. This is gonna be very different for 2023 for you, okay? So don't just learn stuff, do it. Post, interact, comment on other people post. Set up a time, like set up a frame for you to get motivated, for other people to be inspired, for you to do something different. This is, after all, this is what we do, right? The second session is gonna be about the metrics. Understand you are losing weight, how your clothes fits, what weight should you really be worried about or concerned. This is gonna be probably one of the first one. The second one is gonna be whatever everybody wants to know. What should I eat? How should I eat? You're gonna be very disappointed. I'm not gonna tell you what to eat. I'm gonna be telling you kind of like the structure, like I said before, which is fun for you because you can eat whatever you want, okay? The third one, how do you exercise? How do you move? How do you work out inside the holiday period? Even if you are undergoing metabolic restoration, which usually is very detailed and tactical, you do want to do much more in this, like much more. Barbara, please don't take it much more like doing, 6 times a week, but more than normal when in this holiday, because like you're gonna have probably some extra calorie to burn. Okay, so with context, we take this with attention, but like you want to be probably doing more. The other one, you definitely don't want to be lose session 5. The mindset around holiday, motivation, willpower, sense of guilt, really understanding mindset around this. super important. If you have not to miss one, you probably don't want to miss that. That's probably the most important. And the last one is going to be data gathering without emotional attachment, and set yourself up to New Year's Eve, right? And the New Year's. There is going to be probably going on a New Year's resolution challenge starting in 2023. Again, very easy to access to this challenge as well. In fact, the winner of this going to have complete entry into that, alongside you winning you getting access to free coaching. If you want to do that, type here free coaching, or type that on the replay. Hopefully this was interesting enough, or setting up the time frame. Thank you for those that are here live, because you understand how to do this challenge. Meaning, like, I didn't want people to miss because sometimes you watch replays and they miss the most important part. I tag them, they don't take action, nothing changed. If you're here, you show me that first and foremost you care. So I'm super, super excited for you, because I really feel like 2023 is going to be different than anything else. This stuff is life-changing, meaning, like, if you actually see now that 20 days is a lot of work for you to really just undo the problem, just to undo a 3 or 4 or 5 days eating that, you're going to go in differently. Okay, so start thinking right now, how can I, when I'm eating on Christmas, New Year's, how can I, or some different countries maybe have different culture, like you maybe eating the day before. When I was like younger, I remember we went on eating, lunch, dinner, and then the day after is like some now I'm just maybe having the dinner for Christmas. So it's like, depending whatever you do, there is going to be something that you can do. Be smart in a sense of like, just decide how the first day and the day of, the day after is going to look like. Do you like more, you are more of a person that likes to go to walk or work out, and you can compensate some of those calories? Like, just understand the context and understand that there is no bad food. Meaning, like, if you really want to have 3 tiramisus, you can have it. Obviously, something like be mindful, but just be understanding what's going on. There shouldn't be any negative attachment to food. There shouldn't be any negative guilt. That you shouldn't be triggered from your number on the scale, which is very important to understand. I know some of you are watching. I know it's huge amount, especially in women, but it's important. You are not here for the short term. You are here for the long run. And if I can have you maintain your weight, and some of you even lose some weight inside the holiday, your 2023 is going to be different. The statistic speaks for itself. It's like, if you gain 3 kilos and then you don't lose it, you lose it for a little bit because you do a diet, and then you regain even more. If you didn't gain those 3 kilos in the first place, you wouldn't go through that. You could focus on losing the weight. Whether it would be slow or fast, that's different way to see it, but that would be it. It would definitely be a different situation. Any of you have any question that you are here, like I can answer to anything. I got like about 5 more minutes. We still are here with that. So any question, like, you can raise your hand. You can, like, if you, Barbara, go ahead. Yes, let me unmute you.
Hi, Jerry. Yeah, I have one question. So do we start tomorrow then, or?
It starts like, I'm gonna assume that I'm gonna go live tomorrow, right? But I don't want it to see it like, okay, day 1, day 2, day 3. It's like, I'm gonna go live, I'm gonna tag everybody, and then like there is probably gonna be some people, obviously you see, the kind of like the replay after, like, if you are already 3 trainings in, let's say I did the nutrition, I need the one from tomorrow, and then like, you still can comment on all of that. Like, it's not about, there is no late, or there is no like ever finishing line. It's more so like, there is 3 things that you have to see, and whether you see them all together and then like you post, or whether you see one and then you post. For your home sake, I would say you want to probably see, the whole 3 before Christmas and be very clear on what is going on that day. But then, I'm gonna say I'm gonna probably do that tomorrow. And again, I didn't want to. It's not gonna be a Zoom. It's gonna be a live on Facebook, so you can really see either live or replay. But there is no commitment on you being on time or coming in. Like, it's mostly to give access to you. And I wanted you to be clear, first and foremost, the people that actually are here, that actually care, and also to you to be clear on how this is working. Meaning, like, if you you see it there later and you see a tag and then you post, you can multiple time post your meals. In fact, I'm gonna really go ahead and say, if you can post your meal pretty much every day around those times, I can go inside a meal and I can tell you to a very 20-30% mistake the amount of calorie you get. I can give you a ballpark, right? So I say you should do this, you should do that. That's something that you probably want to do as much as you want. If you're one of those that say, oh, I watch this, but it doesn't apply to me because I know I have to eat anyway. Like I have, my culture tells me this. You can still post it because it's like you can still prepare yourself to not undo. If we have to undo 10 days out of 20, it would be much easier for you to succeed, right? Do you agree? So this is kind of like the most you post, the better it is. If you post about you going to walk, you're probably going to inspire a bunch of people to do the same. And Lord knows how much we need right now. If you're going to have a holiday, how much work you need to do, much more work than normally. Okay. Take with a grain of salt. You are a little bit on, we're gathering data to you with as we're working together, with your metabolic restoration part, you have a lot of calorie to spare. So I'm saying is a good time probably for you to be able to work out a little bit more, to, whatever you like to do, and probably, by nature, eat a little bit more, something that we do with you, just because I know your situation. I don't know the other two ladies' situation, but I'm gonna say for most people is usually like that. You eat a little bit more, you walk a little bit more, you work out a little bit more, but you need to have context, meaning there is no way for you to do, let's say, 7 days a week, and then you restrict yourself so much, and then you're gonna binge again. So it's this is why most you post, the best it is. But to answer, yes, it does start probably tomorrow or Wednesday, the latest. Yeah. Any other clarification? Anything. We have about 5 minutes. So if all of you are great, it means that I guess I was a fairly good presenter. If not, you can always if you have another question regarding anything on the thread, you can always type it, and we're gonna go with it later when you see the replay. Otherwise, again, thank you for coming on this probably busy day. Christmas is coming, so I know you all are busy. I'm very excited for those of you, not only that, are here right now, but those of you that came into my group recently. There was a bunch of new people. And again, I'm here to commit to your success in 2023. And don't miss, any of these trainings. Some of them are really going to be very oriented to the mindset itself, and very important. The other one is going to be very technical and tactical. So you will gain benefit from all of it anyway. Thank you so much, ladies. If you don't have anything else, I'm going to let you all go to do whatever you want to do, dinner, evening, whatever you want. And I'm going to be catching up with you on the first live, probably most likely tomorrow at some point. And again, you are, even if you watch the replay, free to do it or not to do it is up to you. I'm really going to suggest you do it. It's very much your ticket to a 2023 very different than normal. And obviously, again, thank you for attending. All the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good night. Bye.